All right, guys, welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to start working on Netcode systems. On Netcode system. For that, we are going to click on the window menu right here and open the package manager. All right. After that, we want to select the Unity registry. All right, perfect. And search for Netcode. Here it is, Netcode 1.1.0. Okay, so we are going to install it. Perfect. When it's done, we are going to create a new bootstrap scene that will contain only the network manager and maybe something else in the near future. Okay? So first off, I want to rename this scene to something like main because it's going to be the main scene. Then I want to create a new scene like so and call it bootstrap. Perfect. Let's open it. Here it is. So I'm going to remove the main camera because I won't be using it. And I'm going to create a new empty game object. Let's call it network manager, like so. I'm just going to reset the transform, perfect, and add a new component. This component will be under the netcode category, and it's going to be the network manager. Awesome. Once it's done, the first thing you want to do here is to select a transport for the Unity manager, for the network manager to work properly. So we are going to select a Unity transport right here. And right after you've done so, Unity has added a Unity transport component to this same game object. So it's going to be used to send the data and so on. Okay? All right. After that, I want to set the tick rate to 60 instead of 30, just for the game to be much more smoother. Okay? It's basically trying to run at 60 frames per second. All right? Perfect. After that, we must not forget to add this new scene to our build settings, okay? Because for the moment, the build settings only has the main scene. What does that mean? It means that when we are going to build our game, the bootstrap scene won't be included into the build, okay? So the game won't work properly. We will miss some stuff. So let's add the open scene and let's set it at the top. It should be the first scene that's loaded when you launch the game. Okay? Perfect. Now we need a way to switch from the bootstrap scene to the main scene. For that, we are going to create a new game object. So right click, create empty. Let's call it bootstrap. Perfect. And then I'm going to reset the transform of this game object. Go to our scripts folder, right-click, create a new C# script, and call it bootstrap. Awesome. So now what is this bootstrap script gonna do? First off, we are going to apply it or attach it to this new game object that we've made, and then open it. Nice. After that, in the start method, we can, by the way, remove the update method. We won't use it. In the start method, I'm going to write application.targetFramerate equals 60. So we want the game to try and run at 60 frames per second. So this is different from the 60 that we've specified under the network manager. The tick rate for the network is not the same as the target frame rate of the game, but we are going to try and match them. Okay? Perfect. After that, we can simply add the Unity engine. So Unity engine scene management library to be able to load the main scene right after we've done that. So we haven't created the bootstrap scene only for setting the target frame rate to 60, but also for the network manager to be instantiated properly. Okay? So the network manager is a singleton and is not going to be destroyed even though we switch to another scene. So let's go back to our script right here, call the scene manager, and load the scene at index 1. So the bootstrap scene has the index 0 right here, and the main scene has the index 1. So we just want to open the next scene, the scene that's after the bootstrap 1. Awesome. Now we can basically hit play and see what it does. Awesome. So now you notice that the main scene has been loaded. However, we have the network manager in a don't destroy on load scene, because I told you previously that it was a singleton and it wasn't going to be destroyed in our case. So that's perfect. So this way we make sure that the network manager is instantiated properly, okay, before anything else. All right. Two quick things that we are going to do now is to add the player in the player prefab field right here, and also add the egg in the network prefabs field. So why are we doing that? By adding the player to the player prefab field, it's going to be instantiated by the network manager on the network whenever the player connects as a host or as a client, okay? So I'm going to explain further down the line what a host, server, or client means, okay? But for now, just bear with me. It's quite simple. So I'm going to open the main scene again, like so. I'm also going to grab and drag and drop, the bootstrap scene right here. Perfect. I'm going to create a new prefabs folder. Oh, come on. So right click, create folder. Let's call it prefabs. All right. I'm going to drag my player, drop it here, drag the egg also, and drop it here. Now I can remove those from the main scene. Okay. Awesome. Now I'm going to select the network manager, drag the player onto the player prefab field, and drag the egg onto the network prefabs field. Okay, so why do I do that again? The network manager should be aware of any prefab that needs to be instantiated at runtime on the network. Okay, so imagine that, let's say you have a FPS game, you have your player holding a gun and you want to shoot some bullets. Okay, those bullet prefabs need to be specified to the network manager so that he knows that he needs to spawn them on the network. Okay, basically anything you want to use on the network, any prefab you want to use on the network should be specified right here in this list. Okay, awesome. I'm glad you got it. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments section. I'm here to help. Or you can also join our Discord server. I do give help much quicker there, and there are also members of the community who'll help you. Okay? Awesome. Perfect. In the next lesson, we are going to tweak a bit the player and also the egg to make them more suitable for use in the network. Okay? See you there.